I'm Brian, and that's Dez. And every week on PSVR, this week, we take a look at the new VR games that are coming to the PlayStation Store this week.
We gather up all the trailers we can find, all the descriptions we can plagiarize, and condense them down to this short video for you.
Sometimes we look at delayed games, updates, DLC, or new game announcements.
So without further ado, here's PSVR this week.
Yeah, I got the power, I got unlimited power. I got the power.
Love 'em or hate 'em, the newest DLC pack for Beat Saber features 10 songs by Imagine Dragons. I wasn't totally convinced that the insanely popular band would be a good match for our favorite rhythm game, but lo and behold, slicing blocks through the lyrics of Dan Reynolds is actually a really nice change of pace. The game itself has been updated as well, with new options for ghost blocks and a new advanced HUD that keeps track of your rating in real time and counts down to the end of each song. Slum Ball was a VR fitness training game with photorealistic levels and 4 different types of gameplay. Smash water canisters in a sewer tunnel to get as many points as possible, crush flower pots all over the street to collect points, smash the paint shop walls and paint them in creative ways, and test your precision with balls and trash cans. At the end of each level, you'll need to survive a couple of surprise challenges.
Attacks are breaking out everywhere. Chico, please respond.
There's too many of them.
Last week we speculated on Sorento's upcoming release date for PlayStation VR, and we weren't too far off. Sorento is in fact publishing on July 5th digitally, with physical versions from publisher Perp Games shipping later in the month. With a ton of movement skills and weapons to choose from, Sorento looks like PlayStation VR's next big summer blockbuster.
Reactor Building 3, Skydeck in sight, approaching HRF command post. Stay safe, and remember, the HRF is with you.
Scraper First Strike is the first episode of a planned 5-part VR sci-tech shooter with RPG and exploration elements. It'll take the player on a journey through a new IP with fully developed characters, story arcs, and a world filled with unique and exciting environments. And this week we got confirmation that developer Labradex Studios is including support for the DualShock 4, Move controllers, and of course our favorite, the Aim controller, when Scraper First Strike finally comes to PlayStation VR on July 2nd.
We have to get this reactor back online!
Welcome to New Austin.
Why some PlayStation VR games take months to reach other territories is still a mystery that we haven't quite nailed down. But regardless of the reason, Summer Funland has been one of the more asked about ones, and we're happy to report that if you live outside of North America, you probably have access to it by now. But if you haven't bought it yet, make sure you comment below and tell us that you want a European key for Summer Funland, and we'll pick one winner at random on Thursday's episode of PSVR Gamescast Live. Experience an interactive tale of childlike wonder from the Apex Construct team over at Fast Travel Games. Help your grandfather solve the mystery of the stolen pets by exploring wonderful miniature worlds crafted from the ground up for VR. Use a hairdryer to melt snow in a wintry landscape, search the wreck of a pirate ship partially hidden under the surface, and revisit a joyful past and a troubled relationship with your sister as you come to realize things about yourself that you forgot decades ago. A pressure tube leaves you in a hostile landscape. The music plays, but you know it only means one thing, that you have to move with precision to survive. A succession of blue, yellow, and red walls begin to arrive in front of you, each one with its own properties, and each one can be overcome in a unique way. Inspired by Japanese TV shows of a similar nature, OnShape looks like it could be a pretty fun party game, but we'll keep you posted on that as the release date approaches. While developer Neat Corporation confirmed this week that they've teamed up with Fast Travel Games to develop Budget Cuts 2, Mission Insolvency, us PlayStation VR gamers are still anxiously awaiting the release of Budget Cuts 1 for our headset. Luckily, with the newly announced fall 2019 release date out of the bag, we don't have much longer to wait, and the gameplay we've seen thus far looks every bit as good as its PC counterpart. Pistol Whip looks like quite a departure for the team over at Cloudhead Games, who up until this point were known for The Gallery, a slower-paced adventure series on PC VR. There's no doubt that Pistol Whip looks fun and the music and aesthetic are awesome. Let's just hope that it can sustain our interest a bit longer than the somewhat similar Beat Blaster, another arcade runner rhythm shooter that came out just a few months back.
Well done sneaking in, Agent. You've made your way into Dr. Zor's boardroom.
Whereas most developers rely on paid DLC to keep the cash flow positive, Shell Games has taken an entirely different route when it comes to supporting their amazing escape room puzzle game, I Expect You to Die. On July 16th, we'll be getting our second massive free DLC drop for the game that includes a brand new stage called Seat of Power. And if it's anything like the First Class DLC, you'll wonder why they didn't save these massive new stages for a proper sequel. Not that we're complaining.
We're really excited about this title because it allowed us for the first time to bring together all the amazing technology that we built up from past shooters like Raw Data, the melee experiences from Pre-Rise to Glory, and our locomotion system from Sprint Vector for the first time, bringing them together in an action-packed experience like no one's seen before.
I'm not going to say that this gameplay for The Walking Dead Onslaught looks innovative or even all that much fun. But what I will say is that developer Servios has yet to steer us wrong, and if there's one team I trust to deliver an awesome zombie game with melee attacks, non-stop action, and make good use of the Walking Dead license, it's them. We admittedly got a bit nervous when Onslaught wasn't listed as a PSVR game during the Upload VR E3 stream, but the Kinda Funny indie game showcase last night put all of our fears to rest, and confirmed The Walking Dead Onslaught as a PlayStation VR game as well.
Itself and the walkers, but really how you interact with them, and we wanted to take that to the next level in VR. So building upon our past animated technology with Creed, we wanted to take melee and combat to the next level. So we created what we're calling progressive dismemberment. This new system, players not only can decapitate, scalp, carve, impale, and do all sorts of disgusting, horrible things to the walkers as they try to survive through this horrifying experience. It will be available at your local arcades across the globe, but also at retail for the Oculus Rift and the Vive systems.
Espire 1 VR Operative is an ambitious new game with its sights set firmly on the single-player stealth genre, currently being pitched as GoldenEye 007 meets Metal Gear Solid in an immersive VR world. With Espire 1, developer Digital Load is delivering VR's definitive stealth experience, where players can physically live out their 007 fantasies as the Espire Model 1 operative. They're saying these stealth mechanics simply can't be replicated on another medium, but I guess we'll know for ourselves when Espire 1 launches on PlayStation VR later this year. Thank you guys so much for tuning into another episode of PSVR
This week. We'll be back next week to tell you about all the VR games coming to the PlayStation Store.
But keep in mind that no one outside of Sony really knows what games are coming when.
But we'll do our best to keep you up to date each and every week on PSVR This Week.